Imagine being a young soldier stationed at Edgewood Arsenal in the 1950s or 1960s, called in for what the Army described as routine chemical exposure tests to help protect troops in future conflicts. Instead, you receive repeated high doses of LSD and other psychoactive compounds over extended periods, sometimes daily for weeks, as part of classified military experiments on mind-altering substances. This refers to the Edgewood Arsenal human experiments, a series of documented U.S. Army chemical and drug testing programs conducted primarily between 1955 and 1975. The U.S. Army Chemical Corps, in collaboration with the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Chemical Defense, carried out these studies at Edgewood Arsenal in Maryland. The program tested over 250 different chemicals and drugs on approximately 7,120 military volunteers, most of whom were enlisted personnel. The substances included LSD, BZ, a powerful hallucinogen, sarin nerve agent, simulants, tear gas agents, barbiturates, amphetamines, and various incapacitating compounds. The goal was to evaluate how these agents affected human performance, cognition, and behavior under controlled conditions, with potential applications for chemical warfare defense or offensive capabilities during the Cold War. Volunteers were recruited through briefings that described the tests as safe and necessary for national security. Consent forms were signed, but they often used general language about exposure to chemicals or medical research, without specifying the exact agents or long-term risks. Many participants reported being told the substances were harmless, or that the studies would advance medical knowledge. In some cases, LSD was administered orally or by injection in escalating doses, sometimes daily for up to 77 consecutive days in specific protocols. Sessions involved psychological evaluations, performance tasks, and observation in controlled settings. The experiments produced detailed records on physiological and psychological effects. For LSD, researchers documented hallucinations, altered perception, impaired judgment, and in some instances prolonged after effects. Other agents caused disorientation, amnesia, or temporary incapacitation. The program included follow-up assessments, but long-term health monitoring was limited. Some participants experienced lasting issues, including anxiety, depression, flashbacks, or other symptoms reported years later. The program remained classified until the mid-1970s. Congressional hearings, including those led by the Church Committee in 1975 and subsequent investigations, brought details to light. Declassified documents revealed the scope of the testing and the use of mind-altering drugs without full disclosure of risks. In response, the Army established the Medical Follow-Up Study in the late 1970s to track former volunteers. The Department of Veterans Affairs later recognized certain exposures for potential service-connected benefits. In 2015 and 2016, additional declassifications and lawsuits prompted further review. A 2016 National Academies report examined health effects and recommended expanded VA health evaluations for participants. The Department of Defense and VA have provided information, resources, and medical exams for those who request them. No criminal prosecutions resulted from the program, and settlements were reached in some civil cases brought by former volunteers. The Edgewood experiments are a recorded part of Cold War-era military research on chemical and pharmacological agents. Primary sources include declassified Army reports, the National Academies Review, VA exposure fact sheets, and congressional hearing transcripts, all publicly available for verification. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to see the next story.